Do you know who Sakir Akan is?
I want to get back to the first part
No,
of
I'm
your
asking a question. Do you know who
Well,
Sakir Akan is?
I want to make sure you understand that this simply says that we will cooperate with ICE.
No,
in
it does
all-
not say that. I read what it
We will
says, and let me talk to you about the results. Do you know who Sakir Akan is? You should, as the governor of New York State. Do you know?
Refresh my recollection.
He was an illegal migrant in New York. And do you know what crime he committed in addition to being here illegally?
No, I do not.
You do not. This was widely reported. He found a 15-year-old girl, threatened her with a metal pole, told her to get into the back seat of his car, he took her clothes off, and he violently raped her in Albany, New York. Do you know who Sebastian Zapita Khalil is?
I'm sure you'll tell me there's many cases, whether they're
These are
here-
high-profile cases.
Yes.
New Yorkers know about them, and you don't. So let's talk about Sebastian Zapita Khalil. Do you know who that is?
I don't have the specific details at my disposal, no.
Well, this is an illegal migrant in New York.
Welcome back to American Mindset, the channel where we stand for freedom, justice, and the protection of American values. Folks, today we're diving headfirst into a story that highlights the complete failure of leadership in New York State under Governor Kathy Hochul. This one's going to make your blood boil. So buckle up, patriots, because this isn't just about bad policy. This is about betrayal. Betrayal of law-abiding Americans, betrayal of victims, and betrayal of justice. Let's watch the video.
Thank you.
Chair recognizes Ms. Stefanik from New York.
Thank you. Governor Hochul, on your first day in office, you signed Executive Order 1. Is that correct?
I believe it is.
And you extended this executive order not once, not twice, but 3 times, most recently January 16th of this year. Is that correct?
If that's what your facts show, I signed countless executive orders.
I would
and
assume you'd
policies
know
and
it's
laws.
Executive Order 1. And this is a continuation of your predecessor's sanctuary state policies, correct? Is included in that.
I want to be sure we are defining sanctuary state properly.
I'll define it for you. It is the policy of the state that state officers or employees shall not disclose information to federal immigration authorities for the purpose of federal civil immigration enforcement. It goes on to say, law enforcement officers may not use resources, equipment, or personnel for the purpose of detecting and apprehending any individual suspected or wanted for violating a civil immigration office. Law enforcement officers have no authority in the state of New York to take any policy action solely because the person is an undocumented alien. That's a quote in your executive orders that you extended. Now, do you know who Sakir Akan is?
I want to get back to the first part
No,
of
I'm
your
asking a question. Do you know who
Well,
Sakir Akan is?
I want to make sure you understand that this simply says that we will cooperate with ICE.
No,
in
it does
all-
not say that. I read what it
We will
says, and
coop-
let me talk to you about the results. Do you know who Sakir Akan is? You should, as the governor of New York State. Do you know?
Refresh my recollection.
He was an illegal migrant in New York. And do you know what crime he committed in addition to being here illegally?
No, I do not.
You do not. This was widely reported. He found a 15-year-old girl, threatened her with a metal pole, told her to get into the back seat of his car, he took her clothes off, and he violently raped her in Albany, New York. Do you know who Sebastian Zapita Khalil is?
I'm sure you'll tell me there's many cases, whether they're
These are
here-
high-profile cases.
Yes.
New Yorkers know about them, and you don't. So let's talk about Sebastian Zapita Khalil. Do you know who that is?
I don't have the specific details at my disposal, no.
Well, this is an illegal migrant in New York because of your sanctuary state policies. Do you know what crime he committed?
I'm not familiar at this moment.
I bet you're going to be familiar when I remind you. He found a sleeping woman on the subway, lit her on fire, and burned her alive. This is in Kathy Hochul's New York. And as I'm sure you are aware, and I'll remind you, that ICE issued an order to detain this violent criminal, but that was rejected by New York officials due to sanctuary state laws. Now, do you know who Raymond Rojas Basilio is?
I just want to say this. These crimes are horrific.
Because of
condemn
your
them, and I
your
would say
sanctuary state policies.
In all of these cases, we would work with ICE to remove
You
them.
did not in this case. They are
If they need
walking
our
on the
assistance.
streets because of your policies and your executive order that you signed 3 times. Now, Raymond Rojas Basilio, do you know who that is?
I'm telling you this. I will
You don't
explain
know
you
who
the
it is.
policies of New York. We cooperate with, I know you're just
You do
trying
not.
to.
You do not. Specifically,
Miss-
ICE was told not to detain this individual, and he burned a woman alive on the New York subways in Kathy Hochul's New York. So I will keep on going. What about Raymond Rojas Basilio? Do you know who that is?
I'm going to tell you our overall policy, which will address all this.
I'll tell
We
you
do
who
not-
that is. He is an illegal who molested an 11-year-old in our state because, again, of your sanctuary state policies. This illegal was shielded from federal immigration enforcement and able to commit this heinous crime. And what about Wilson Castillo-Diaz? Do you know who that
I am
is?
telling you this. We do cooperate fully with ICE in criminal prosecution. Our sanctuary
You're not advocating for
regulations
these victims.
only deal with
This is a
civil
5-year-old who
enforcement.
was raped
Civil
on Long
enforcement.
Island in Nassau County. You are not advocating on behalf of these victims. You are shielding illegals. Even in your opening statement,
That is
you
not true.
prioritize putting illegals first.
That is not
Rapes
true.
of young girls, beatings of NYPD cops by illegals who are here under Kathy Hochul's failed policies, burning New Yorkers alive. This is Kathy Hochul's New York. It's one of the many reasons why you're hemorrhaging support from hardworking New York
These are
families.
horrific crimes, and they're
They're
heartbreaking.
horrific crimes that are committed on your watch. You signed this executive order on your first day in office. You signed it again and again this January. We deserve a governor who stands up for law-abiding New Yorkers, doesn't put illegals first, but actually puts New Yorkers first. I appreciate
Rather than
the
going
chairman's-
after the viral moment, I suggest you
No,
look
no, no.
at the facts.
I'm standing up for New Yorkers.
No.
Rather than addressing the illegals in New York, you are prioritizing your far-left sanctuary state policies, which you put in place with executive orders. Instead of advocating for
cooperate
victims,
in all
a
those
5-year-old
cases.
who
We
was raped,
cooperate with ICE.
you did not. They were released
We
because
cooperate
of
with
sanctuary
ICE.
state
We
policies in New
cooperate
York
with
State.
law
No
enforcement.
amount of words is going to clean up your failed record and these horrific crimes committed in sanctuary state that you created. And with that, I
Your
yield back.
representation, the facts,
Gentlelady
absolutely false.
yields back.
Absolutely
Chair
false.
recognizes Ms. Norton from Washington, D.C.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let's be real. Since the start,
All right, let me set the scene for you. The video I'm reacting to is a congressional hearing where Governor Kathy Hochul is being grilled about her executive order, Executive Order 1, which she signed on her very first day in office. Now, this executive order essentially cements New York as a sanctuary state. For those who don't know, sanctuary state policies protect illegal immigrants from federal immigration enforcement. Now, let me ask you this, patriots. What's the job of any leader? To protect their citizens, right? To make sure their communities are safe. But Governor Hochul? No, no, no. She's more concerned with protecting illegal immigrants, even the ones who commit heinous crimes, than standing up for law-abiding New Yorkers. And don't just take my word for it. Let's talk about the facts. During the hearing, the representative laid out some absolutely gut-wrenching cases. These are crimes committed by illegal immigrants who were protected by New York's sanctuary state policies. First, there's the case of Sakir Akan. This man, an illegal immigrant, found a 15-year-old girl, threatened her with a metal pole, forced her into his car, and violently raped her. And where did this happen? Albany, New York. This poor girl's life will never be the same. And yet, the sanctuary policies in place allowed this monster to roam free. Then there's Sebastian Zapata Khalil. This one is horrifying. This man found a sleeping woman on the subway, lit her on fire, and burned her alive. Alive, patriots. ICE issued an order to detain him. But guess what? New York State rejected it. That's right, they let him go. And it doesn't stop there. There's Raymond Rojas Basilio, who molested an 11-year-old child, and Wilson Castillo-Diaz, who raped a 5-year-old on Long Island. A 5-year-old, folks. These are the people being protected by Kathy Hochul's policies. What about the victims? What about their families? What about justice for them? Now, patriots, let's talk about leadership. Or in this case, the complete lack of it. Governor Hochul signed this executive order not once, not twice, but 3 times. She extended it as recently as January of this year. And when confronted about these horrific crimes, what was her response? We cooperate with ICE. Oh, really, Governor? You cooperate with ICE? Then why were these criminals shielded from federal immigration enforcement? Why were they allowed to stay in New York and commit these atrocious acts? Don't lie to us. The facts don't lie, and the facts show that your policies are endangering the lives of innocent New Yorkers. This isn't just about New York, folks. This is about a dangerous trend we're seeing across the country, prioritizing illegal immigrants over American citizens. And let me be clear, this isn't about race or ethnicity. This is about law and order. This is about protecting our communities from people who have no respect for our laws and no right to be here in the first place. Governor Hochul and her far-left allies are sending a clear message. If you're an illegal immigrant, you're more important than the safety of American citizens. They're putting political correctness above public safety, and it's disgusting. Patriots, this is why we need to stand up and fight. We need to hold our leaders accountable. We need to demand policies that protect Americans, not policies that enable criminals. And we need to vote out these corrupt politicians who care more about virtue signaling than about the lives of their constituents. New York is hemorrhaging residents. People are fleeing the state because they're sick and tired of this nonsense. And who can blame them? Who wants to live in a place where your governor prioritizes criminals over your safety? But we can't just run away from the problem. We need to face it head on. We need to speak out, organize, and vote for leaders who will put Americans first. That's what American Mindset is all about. Fighting for the values that made this country great. Freedom, safety, and justice for all. All right, folks, that's all for today. But before you go, I want to hear from you. What do you think about these sanctuary state policies? Do you think Governor Hochul should be held accountable for these crimes? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're as fired up as I am, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to American Mindset, and share this video with your friends and family. We need to wake people up to what's happening in our country. Together, we can make a difference. Until next time, stay strong, stay free, and stay proud to be an American. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.